everybody, Chad Brinkley here, and man, I'm so excited that you're here in my session with me today. It's been a great conference so far, and I know that I've been enjoying it. There's been so much great information being shared, and I hope that you find this session just as helpful. I mean, honestly, there's so many great presenters. I'm really honored to be a part of this. My name is Chad Brinkley again, and Tech with Chad is what I go by on the internet, and I co-founded the Tech with Us community on Facebook with my good friend Jennifer Kimbrell, known as Tech with Jen, and we are so excited again to be a part of this and to see all the different people involved and the great response that we've had. I just hope that we can really give you guys some good information going into 2018-2019 school year. And so I'll just get started with what I plan on doing. And you know, I'm as we go through this, I'm just going to tell you, I want you to be commenting in the comments down below. I'm watching this, even though this is pre-recorded. I like to do most of my stuff live. We do live shows on the internet all the time, and man, it's kind of difficult for me to not be live with you, but I am in the comments here. So if you've got questions as I go along and you want to ask me a question or tell me to stop moving around or whatever it is, just go ahead and hit me up and I'll be happy to answer and go along with you. I'll tell you a little bit about where I'm from, what I do. I live in Murfreesboro, Arkansas, down in southwest corner of the state, and we're the home of the Crater of Diamonds State Park, and it's a place where you can go out and dig for diamonds, and if you find one, you get to keep it. So had some 6 and 7 carat diamonds found, and it's pretty crazy. Our town is alive with tourists right now of people coming from all over the world to see what they might be able to find out at the diamond mine. But what I do, and I'm in the school district here, and I travel the state of Arkansas and work in several districts, and I work in schools, I do keynotes, I do trainings, multi-day trainings, just whatever a school might need with anything that has to do with technology or with innovation, and specifically anything that goes with Apple or iPads specifically. That's what I want to talk to you about today. You know, iPad has been around for several years, and there's been lots and lots of sessions and lots of things done on iPads and all the amazing apps, and I know so many of you are already up to speed with that, and a lot of people, you know, may not have ever used iPads in their classroom, and it just happens to be the thing that we do here in our district, you know, and the districts that we work with. We emphasize what's best for our kids, and when we went through all the thinking and all the pricing and everything, and what was best for us and what our curriculum goals were for our kids, iPad is what we landed on, and I'm real excited and about this year specifically because there's just so much new stuff out that is making things easier and making things more efficient for students and for teachers in the classroom. And that's really what I want to share with you today. If you haven't seen iPad in the classroom in a while, or you've never had it, now is a great time to take a look. And I've just felt like, you know, this is the thing I'm working on all summer, and I've just felt like it was the right thing to share with you guys today. So just a little background of what we're operating with. Our high school here, we were just named last fall an Apple Distinguished School, which was a big thing for a small town in Arkansas, and to be the only Apple Distinguished School in the state was a really big idea and a really big achievement for our community and for our parents and for our students and for our faculty. I mean, it's just been a real exciting time, but we're really excited to use that as a launch into what we're going to do next and what our next plans are. And what we've done this summer is we've been using iPad Pros with the smart keyboards for the last 2 years, but we've sold all those this year and started a new lease with this iPad right here. Okay, yeah, okay. Like I said, this is all backwards, so I'm going to show it to you like this because I'm better right-handed. So this is the iPad 6th generation that you may have seen and advertised, and there's a lot of stuff out there. This is the Logitech Rugged Combo 2 is what this is called. This keyboard is all dust-proof and waterproof. It's awesome. But this is what we're giving all of our 7th through 12th graders this year. And the awesome thing about this new iPad is, and why we switched from the iPad Pros was, we had the iPad Pros because of the keyboard, and we could use the pencil and that functionality. And now with this 6th generation iPad, We could use Apple Pencil with it. We have these keyboards, and Logitech has also made a pencil that they call the Crayon that we bought some to check out and that kind of thing. But anyway, this is our device, and this is what we're doing this year. And it's an exciting time, like I said, and I probably said exciting or excited about 15 times so far in, you know, the 4 or 5 minutes that we've been going here. So I'll try to cut down on the excitement. Just kidding. Anyway, so here's what I thought we would do during this session. I want to show you some of the things that we've been working on here and some of the things I've been training my teachers on and showing and so that we could get ready for the school year. And I thought it would be fun to share those things with you. So we're going to look at several different apps and several different innovations that have come to iPad that'll be ready for this fall. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Clips app. And if you haven't used the Clips app in your classroom, I'm telling you, it is crazy. And if you've got an iPhone or you've got an iPad, whether you're using it at school or not, this Clips app is available for free on all the iOS devices, and it is awesome. Our teachers have been using it. We like crazy this summer. We have Tech Tuesdays every summer where I train them on a new app or something else, and every single week we do something different. But I have done the Clips app every single week because I really feel like that if you'll use it and you'll take it and play with it and let your kids do the same, that it'll be an app that you could put into your classroom right now, real fast, and use so quick and so easy to have a real impact on your learning in the classroom. So, so we're going to start with the Clips app. Then I want to show you some of the awesome new things that are happening with the iWork suite, with Pages, Keynote, Numbers. I'm going to show you a Pages demo of the new functionality in there that will really help with workflow and not having to do as much work to get the same stuff done. It's really amazing. You're going to like that. Then I want to go over a little bit the Classroom app from Apple that has changed our schools like crazy because of all the functionality that it gives teachers and helps them when they're managing their classroom. So that's kind of the plan, and I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy the demos, and be sure to comment in the bottom and tell me what's going on and what questions you might have, and ask me anything, because I want to interact with you during this session even though it's pre-recorded. So without any further ado, let's get the Clips. Okay, so here we go with Clips. This app is amazing. So first I'm going to open it, and as soon as I do, you can see that it brings me up. There's a picture. It starts in selfie mode. So Clips is a quick way to make a video. So the very first thing I do is I press and hold. You get it so that you're not shooting up your nose, but you press and hold the red button. Hi everyone, be sure to check out the Teach with Tech conference. And now I have some video.
Hi everyone, be sure to check out the Teach with Tech conference.
All right, so there you go. Now then, all I have to do, if I want to add a poster, I can click on this and I can type in here, Teach with Tech conference. Oops. And apply that, and then I press and hold the red button again. And now I have that in my video. So there we go.
Hi everyone,
There's
be sure to check out the Teach with Tech conference.
And then that comes in. So now then, I might want to add a live picture. I can bring in other videos that I've made other places. I can bring in pictures. Fun things that I could do is I'm going to go to my library and bring in this picture of me. And we're going to use that. And then I'm going to, in order to use it, I press and hold. Now that I've got a picture of me in there. So the fun thing I can do with this is when I click on that clip, I can add some effects, like a filter like that. That's not great, but there's all these different filters you can pick. I'm going to pick the comic book filter. And then the other thing I can add are stickers. So I'm going to slide over here and put this in and make this big like that. And that'll be animated. And then I can get some labels and click yay and put that in right down here. I'm going to make that smaller right there. Okay, so there we go. Now then, watch what happens when I pick it up from there.
And hold.
So you can see how quickly something can be done and something can be added. It's amazing. It's so much fun. And this is a great way to do introduction videos. It's a great way to do anything that you want to do in your classroom. And it's super quick and easy. The other thing is I can go back to this first one and I can click live titles. And look, it says, "Hi, everyone. Be sure to check out the Teacher Tech Conference." I pick on which style I want. And then I can add, I'm going to pick this one and click that. Now then, when I play my video.
Hi, everyone. Be sure to check out the Teacher Tech Conference.
You have subtitles on your screen. Pretty awesome, right? Okay, there's one other thing that I want to show you. Last thing but not least, I can add music. So if I just click up here in the top corner, I can pick soundtracks. And we're just going to grab this first one right here. I hit apply. Now then.
Hi, everyone. Be sure to check out the Teach with Tech Conference.
So there is my finished product. Clips is the best. I'm telling you, that app really will change your classroom and will make it so much easier to get kids to make videos really fast, and you're not wasting a lot of instruction time on something that's really, really fun. So now that we've done clips, let's take a look at Pages. And again, this functionality that you're going to see in Pages is also available in Keynote, also available in Numbers, and this is stuff that's really going to blow your mind. So check it out.
Okay, so here we go with Pages. I want to jump right in. Here's the Gettysburg Address. I need to add a picture to this, so I'm going to open up my Safari right here and see what I've got going on here. Yeah, I like this picture of Abraham Lincoln, so we're gonna grab this, and I want to use this in my document. So I pull it over, and now it's in there. I'm gonna slide this back, and actually I'm going to slide it all the way over. Now I'm in Pages. So now I have a picture of Abraham Lincoln to put in my Gettysburg Address assignment here. So I like that right there. I'm going to change the format a little bit, put in a border to make it look good. Let's just use this one. Now then, Abe looks good. My picture looks good. It's got some depth. Now, because I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln and I've put this in here, I'm going to add a picture of what may look like the Lincoln Memorial. So under my shapes, I'm going to go down here, and I found this that looks like it could be the Lincoln Memorial. And so I've dropped that in, and their shapes, they have put in hundreds and hundreds of shapes. I'm going to take you back and show you that there are people, science, arts, education. There's all kinds of icons that they put in. Now, they look kind of flat, but if you take it and now you've clicked on it and you hit your format, you can change the color, you can add a shadow to it, and that kind of gives it some good look. And now I can obviously move that around, move it around in my document and put it different places to make it look good. So being able to do that is really, really nice. And I love the icons because it keeps me from having to send my kids out onto the internet to find lots of stuff, and cuts down on our research time and the time that it takes to find images that we may want to put in our document. So that's a great tool. Now, another thing that I may want to do is I may want to draw a picture. So let's just tap on our screen, and it pulls up Smart Annotation or Drawing. I'll show you Smart Annotation in a minute, but I'm going to go Drawing. Here I'm going to tap Anywhere, and then I can just draw a guy here with a big beard, and this is my own version, my own quick version of Abe. And he's got eyes and head, like this. And then I'm going to put his big hat on him because I'm great at drawing. And here's Abe. Looking good, Abe. You're very honest. Looks very honest. So here's his beard. So, granted, now I've got that. I hit done. Now I've got a picture of Abe that I can make bigger or smaller, and then I can put that also anywhere in my document. And add that in. So drawings are really, really nice. Here's another thing. So if I wanted to read this, I could click on my plus button again and go over to my media button and click record audio. And then I could say, 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. Stop. Now then, I hit insert, and now that gives me an audio button that I can put right here. So I could read the whole speech and include it right there for my users to, anybody that looks at this can press that button, and then they can hear it being read. Now, I can't play it back because I'm doing my screen recording and you won't hear it, but that is a great tool, because now we're looking at, and I want to look real fast at the teacher view. So if I'm a teacher and a student's turn this into me and we're collaborating on it as a live document, I might read over this and then as the teacher do an audio recording and say, Abe, I really like where you're going with this, but 7 years ago, I don't know about that language. So there's a note. I'm going to insert that, and so then here's a note that I have dropped in as the teacher. So, and another thing I could do is I can do smart annotation. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pen and I'm going to highlight what it is I told him. 7 years ago. Now, whenever he looks at that, he'll be able to look. I can also, if I want to highlight some things, I can say, this part right here, whatever the case is. So these are annotations. What's different about this than anything you've done, when I hit done up here, what's different is now this stuff is actually attached to the text. This is not something that is a layer on top of it. It's because if I put my cursor right here and I hit return several times, you notice that the highlights go with it. Also up here, if I were to tap right there and I hit return, the annotations stay on top of it. Now then, if I give this to a student, they give it back, I like what they've done with it, then all I have to do is I can go in here and I can delete my audio, I can delete my annotations, and now then we have a finished product and we didn't have several different versions. So these are just a few things with the drawing and all the icons and the ability to send audio messages back and forth within Pages. Absolutely amazing.
Whoever thought that Pages would be like that? I'm telling you, I didn't. And it's really going to help me, and it's going to help our teachers. The teachers who've looked at it this summer have said, wow, now this makes sense to me, and now I'm really going to be able to bring some of our assignments to life, and all of our writing prompts and all of the writing that we're so focused on improving. We're really going to be able to make those come alive with the different things that we can add to, and it'll help with our editing and all that. So Pages is, and again, remember that new functionality is also in Keynote and also in Numbers. So it's just unlimited what you're going to be able to do with that. Now let's take a look at the Classroom app. If you haven't used this before, I'm telling you, it's something that will really change the way you do stuff. It is available to anyone with iPads. So if you're a teacher, you sign up, you put it on your iPad, you'll be able to see and create classes yourself. Or if you're in a big one-to-one like we are, your technology department will set all your classes up. And it is such a great tool. And I'll tell you real quick, we had teachers that were not using their iPads as much because they didn't want anything happening in their classroom. And so, well, I just don't use them that much because I'm afraid something's going to happen and without me knowing it. Well, this Classroom app is the thing that has given them so much confidence that they're jumping in and they're using their iPads more and more every day. So let's check out the Classroom app.
Okay, so now I want to show you a little bit about Classroom. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because surely a lot of you have seen it. If not, this is what it looks like from the teacher side. I open it up and it's going to show me my class, and here's what my class looks like, and you can see all my students. I only have one student device right here, and that is Janice. So I'm going to, first thing I always show teachers is the lock button. So I've locked all my iPads and now they're all locked, and you can see that Janice cannot do anything. So I hit done, and then all I have to do is go back up to the top and hit unlock, and now she has control over her iPad once again. So that's a very cool thing. Another thing I can do is I can open an app. So if I wanted to open the Clips app that we love so much, I can just hit Clips, and now Clips will be open on Janice's iPad. Very cool. But here's the thing. If Janice hits close, she can get out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit open app again, but this time I'm going to hit lock in app after opening. And now I'm going to hit the Clips app. And then when Janice gets in, she cannot hit the home button and go out again. So that's a nice feature to be able to do that. Another thing is I can navigate students to websites. I can see what's going on their screens by hitting the screens button. And now I can see all of the screens and what's going on live. So again, here's Janice's iPad. So if I move my hand over it, you can see that it shows up right there. Very cool. I can, if I click on, if I'm going to unlock them so that Janice can get out of that. And then what I'm going to do is you can see that I can, when I hit screens, I can see what everyone is doing. So if Janice is scrolling through her stuff, I can see it down here. But if I tap on it, I can view her screen this big, and now I have a live view of Janice's screen. So that is the biggest, one of the biggest things that has helped our teachers and give them confidence to know what's going on in their class. You could also send their stuff to AirPlay. You can send them to websites. When you have elementary kids and all of their devices are making crazy sounds with anything from Duck Duck Moose or anything like that, if you hit the mute button, all of their iPads will be muted and you will not have those noises going on anymore. Now, one of the big things that I really wanted to show you are some of the new features that I'm really excited about. So if I, let's say I'm at the teacher and I want to send them something that we're going to work on, I can scroll up from the bottom here and open my files. And let's say I want to send my kids that Gettysburg Address that we did earlier. So I can take this, drag it out, and drop it, and all of my students will get that Gettysburg Address. I hit accept on the student device, and now then I will say open in Pages, and now I'm opening Pages. So that's a very, very nice thing to be able to do. Another thing I can do is I'm going to cancel that real fast. But another thing that I can do is if I'm in Safari again, let's say I'm over here and I want to send everyone the picture of Abraham Lincoln for their project like we had earlier, I could drop that on my all, and then all of my kids will be taken to that link and they have that picture right there. Very cool. I could also, if I want to just send the link, I could grab the link up here and then I could drag that and drop it. Or I could just take that and just give it to Janice. That would be a cool thing. And now she's the only one, and that will take her to that link. Very, very cool. Very, very nice for workflow. And I don't even have to be in the Classroom app to do that. So let's just say on my teacher device, I'm in Safari and I'm looking at the Abraham Lincoln page, and all of a sudden I want to take this picture and well, actually I don't want to copy it, but let's say I want everyone to go to this page. I could just click my share button, the share arrow, and then if you look, it's going to come up with my classes that I want to send it to. So I have a group in my classroom. I could just send it to the Sharks, or I could send it to all my students. So I click that, and now all of my students are refreshed and sent to that page. So the share button in this has made it great. So it doesn't matter what it is. If I go to my to my camera roll, and I find this picture of me that is not great, but if I want to send that to all my kids, there they are once again, and I can just send that to them, and now all my kids will get that picture of me. And you can hear them all getting it. And so then I hit accept, and now then they have that picture on their iPad. So let's get rid of that. So anyway, those are just a few of the quick and easy, cool new things that you can see, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. And then the last thing I want to show you is whenever I'm done and I hit end class, it's going to give me a summary of all my students, and I can see how much time every student spent on each device, so each app. So there's all of my kids and how long they use the camera. Here's how long they use Safari. Here's how long they use Clips. Or I could click on one specific student. I could go down here and just pick a student that I want to look at. Let's see, and let's just say I pick on Darren, and it's going to show me how long he spent in each app. So that's a very nice way to look at what's been going on in class while you've been doing it. So in a nutshell, that's a quick overview of Classroom and what's new.
The story I love to tell about the Classroom app is we switched, before we went to iPad Pros, we had MacBooks in our high school, and our teachers kept complaining about not knowing what the students were doing, and because I like to call it Battleship. They were playing Battleship with their students with those MacBooks open, and the kids kind of shifty-eyed, and it's just like, are they doing what we're doing? Are they on task or whatever? So being able to see your kids' devices inside of an app, so easy for a teacher, has really changed it. And one of the great things about the Classroom app is it's coming to MacBook. So if you have been using the Classroom app on your iPad, now you'll be able to see the exact same thing on your MacBook, and you won't have to, that frees you up to use your iPad for more instruction. So that's an exciting change as well. So don't forget the Classroom app. It's the best. Now, I want to wrap this up by just telling you a little bit about my why. Why I do what I do, why I'm so passionate about it, and why I even wanted to do this conference, or why I'm ever on the internet, or why I ever go into a school. It's because I honestly believe that technology can really change learning for kids. You know, we spend so much time with high stakes testing and that kind of stuff, and it just seems like to me most of the time the kids have there's nothing in it for them. We get so focused on the scores and doing this and whatever. And so what I really believe is that if we use technology the right way, and we use it as a tool to really try to engage kids, then they will invest in their own education, and they'll have fun, and they'll learn along the way, and then those scores will just automatically go up. But I want to illustrate that with one story that happened this spring that was just amazing. We had a school visiting us one day. We have, from time to time, we have different districts come and look at our one-to-one and see how we're doing it. And one day they were here visiting, and they came in, and we went to an English class where they were doing some presentations. And this particular assignment was over the book 1984. And the students were assigned to read it, and then they had to do a project. Well, the students were given a couple different options. One of the options was to do a diary and journal entries from the point of view from one of the characters in the story. And there were several kids who did that. And then there was another option to do a soundtrack. And I love movie soundtracks and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of got me interested. And so the students had to take the themes of the book and then go and find music and different things to make a soundtrack to go along with the book. So there were two presentations that we watched, and the journal entry, this girl wrote this diary from the point of view of the torturer in the book 1984. I mean, like, honestly, I read it a long time ago, so I just like, oh yeah, the torturer, yeah, right. But anyway, she made me kind of interested in it, but she read, and it was so filled with so much detail and so much information and so much insight from the way she believed the character was thinking. And so I was really moved by that. And then another girl got up to share her soundtrack, and man, I was just like, where did you get these songs? Where did this come from? And she explained that, well, I ended up listening to lots of kinds of music that I don't usually listen to. And I was actually impressed by some of this stuff, and started listening to music that I had never heard before, because I started digging to find the music to go with the theme. And so while the presentations were great, and I'll be honest, I was sitting in the back and had a little tear rolling down my face because I was just so proud, and just to see it all come together, and I was just like, this is it. This is what it's supposed to be. And but then it dawned on me, and I turned to our teacher, and I said, you know what? I have a question for you. What was the purpose of this assignment? What was the standard that you assigned these projects around? And she said to read the book 1984 and understand its theme and the plot and all that. And I was like, as great as these presentations have been, they could not have been done if they hadn't read the book. We did it. Woohoo! I was so excited. I was like, how many years have you gone where they were supposed to read the book, but they didn't read the book? And then they gave you some report that they found online or they did something else. But these intricate, creative projects that they did that were so amazing were not possible if they didn't read the book. So that's just an example for me, and it just gave me so much energy to say, I need more and more people to engage their kids this way. Because when the kids get to dig in and have some choice and decide how they want to present that material, they want to do the best job that they can. And they will actually read the book and do the work. So that's be my encouragement to you, is to look at what's out there, what's available, regardless of what your platform is. You know, Apple is my thing and iPads are my thing, but there's 100 different things. And I know not everyone has the same thing or the same advantages or the same access to devices. And you may have a few Chromebooks or a few iPads or some laptops. Whatever you've got, my challenge to you is just to come up with the best way you know how to give those kids as much opportunity to learn and express that learning to you, because I've seen it work and I'm a huge believer that it will keep you working. So anyway, that's my time, and I'm again, it's been such a pleasure. I've enjoyed visiting with you in the comments, I'm sure. I mean, we talked in the comments, right? But anyway, if I can help you in any way, reach out, techwithchad@gmail.com, or you can follow me at techwithchad on Twitter. And man, I'd love to meet you, love to get in touch and see what I can do. And if you guys need a keynote or you need some training or anything like that, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to get back with you. And hey, enjoy the rest of the conference. Have a great time, and I hope you have a great 2018-2019 school year. Take care.